Hey, I'm your host, Jen Wheeler, and this is the Healthy Her podcast. I'm a teacher, author, and foodie who went from being addicted to sugar, skipping meals, and struggling to get in control of my eating, to someone who is 10 kilos down, eats all the yummy foods without restriction, and is finally in control of my hunger. I'm obsessed with helping other health-conscious women ditch the confusion and overwhelm so they can cultivate healthy eating habits and truly thrive. The Healthy Her podcast was created to give you real talk about healthy eating, as well as easy, actionable tips that fit seamlessly into your busy lifestyle. I'm not just your host. Think of me as your healthy eating hype gal, your personal cheerleader as we chat all things healthy eating, weight loss, and mindset mastery, so you can become the healthiest, happiest version of you. So if you're ready to ditch the guilt, reclaim your confidence, and unlock the very best version of you, then you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Healthy Her podcast. Just before I jump into today's episode, I just want to remind you that you can register for my free masterclass, Why You Are Not Losing Weight and Exactly What You Need to Do to Get Unstuck. This masterclass is completely free. I hold nothing back, and it has already helped hundreds and hundreds of women get that clarity about exactly why their weight loss hasn't been working and exactly what they need to do in order to move forward. So I will pop the link down below so you can register. It is free. Make sure that you don't, which I'm definitely guilty of, the one where you go, yeah, and you sign up for this free masterclass and you never actually watch it. Like, sign up for the masterclass, set yourself time to watch it. If you can't make the live time, watch the replay, and you will have all of the aha moments about why your weight loss has not been working up until this point, and you know exactly what you need to do about it in order to start finally experiencing some success moving forward. Okay, time to jump into today's episode. Today is all about talking about why do some women succeed with weight loss and others stay stuck forever, like for months, for days, for years, and just can't seem to get themselves unstuck. So I really want to give you all of my knowledge and my tips and my tools from the 5 must-know reasons that I have seen that myself included and the women that I work with, the ones that succeed compared to the ones that forever stay stuck. So you might even want to get your notes folder out for this one and start making a few notes, because these 5 things are really, really important. And like I said, you're probably going to be surprised by them, because we as women always think, weight loss success, it has to look like this, and it's got to be restrictive, and it's got to be this, and I've got to focus on this many workouts, and I've got to eat this many calories. I always say this in the podcast, it's the small stuff that makes the biggest impact. And that's what these 5 things are about. Do you find yourself, you go and you catch up with a friend after work, or you're scrolling on social media, or you catch up with someone that you haven't seen for a while and she's lost weight and she just makes it look easy? Like she shows up for her workouts. She has no issue. She does her meal prepping. She seems to just bring a healthy lunch to work every day. She'll mention that she went for a walk before work or whatever, and she just makes it look easy. I'm sure that right now a person is popping into your mind that you're thinking, wow, she just makes it look really easy. And you're constantly then sitting over here yourself thinking, I'm always struggling, I'm always dieting, I'm always hungry, I'm always failing, I'm always struggling. I just don't seem to ever get anywhere. I constantly feel stuck. And then she's over here and she just makes it look really easy. And I think often, we get stuck in this mindset. And I know that this was the case for me too, is that we look at these women and we think, well, she must have something that I don't have. She hasn't got kids, or she mustn't have a FIFO husband, or she must have just some magic wand or some magic power that she can just make healthy eating, weight loss look easy. And I'm constantly just dying over here and struggling day by day to make any progress, any success. What is wrong with me? And like I said, I was the same. So I want to share with you the 5 things that these women that experience weight loss success actually do, and the things that they focus on. And to be honest, and if you are in this place right now, it is the worst. It is the worst place to be in, because you feel stuck, you feel confused, you feel a bit dumb, because you're like, well, what is wrong with me? I'm an intelligent woman. Why can't I figure this thing out? What am I doing wrong? Am I missing something? Why is it working for her and it's not working for me? And you just end up stuck in this loop in your brain And, it's day after day, and it's every Monday you start a new diet or you try something and it's okay for a few days and then you fail again. And you just constantly feel stuck, confused and overwhelmed as to, why it's not working. And this is the thing, you've got good intentions. I know you do. All women do. I know that you have good intentions for yourself. You want to look good. You want to feel good. You want to be a good role model for your children. Like, you want to do all of those things, but you just can't seem to make this thing work and you just feel stuck and confused. So I really hope today's episode is going to help to shift you out of that, because I've been there. I know what it's like. It is so incredibly frustrating, annoying, confusing, and you just want to get out of this horrible stuck weight loss and dieting cycle, because it is the worst place to be stuck in. As always, I have to start this by saying it is not your fault that you don't understand this whole weight loss and healthy eating thing. You have to let go of the guilt that you didn't understand this stuff. It's just that no one has taught you or no one has explained it to you in a way that makes sense to you. That's it. Okay. It is not that you can't do it, that you don't have motivation, that you don't have discipline, that you're a failure, you're weak, whatever story that you're telling yourself. It is none of those things. It's just that you haven't been taught properly, and your knowledge and understanding around food has come completely from diet culture about eating less, cutting carbs, taking away foods, not enjoying the food you love. It's all based on restriction and deprivation instead of education. So it is not your fault that you do not understand this stuff, and it is not your fault that you haven't been able to experience success with this so far. So please let that go. Please let the guilt go. Today is all about making you feel empowered and inspired and confident to move forward and to just start making some real changes that are going to start making you feel like you're actually moving that needle and shifting things forward. So from the hundreds of women that I've worked with through coaching calls and the membership and like my meal plans and DMs and emails and, masterclasses and all the things that I've done with hundreds and hundreds of women, there are 5 key patterns or behaviors that I see that women that succeed with weight loss do compared to those that forever stay stuck, forever stuck in dieting and unhappy in their own skin. So I've narrowed it down to 5. Like, I had to think about this really hard because there is quite a few like key ones, but I've really narrowed it down to what I think are the top 5 patterns and behaviors that set those women apart. Okay. This is the difference between the women that succeed and achieve their weight loss and the ones that don't, and the ones that stay stuck. And like I said, they're going to surprise you. They're probably going to be things that you're like, oh, I haven't really thought about that one. Because like I said, our understanding and knowledge around diet and being successful is all about restriction, eating less, cutting things out, going hungry, not having a life. That's all of our knowledge that we've all been brought up to believe around food. And it is not that all. And, this is all from the women that have succeeded from being in the Healthy Eating Hype Gal membership. We've had one member and she's just about lost 15 kilos. She had quite a big weight loss goal that she wanted to work on. And the fact that she's losing the weight, but she's also learning about her mistakes and her eating habits as she is going along. So she posted something a little while ago about how she's realized that she is an emotional eater. So whenever she gets tired or stressed or life gets a bit heavy or it's a bit full on, she always turns to food as a comfort. And so now she's decided that she's aware of that habit that she was doing. And so she's starting to make sure she's meal prepped her food and that she's organized for a week so she can set herself up for success. So she's eating properly. She's not hungry as much. And they're the massive aha moments that us women are missing. I promise you, you can follow a challenge. You can follow a 6-week diet. You can do all of those things. But if you don't work out and deal with the stuff that is going on in your head around food. And you can sit here and listen to this because this was me too. And I remember someone saying something to me about like, do I have issues around food? And I went, no. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't have any issues around food. Like, I just want to lose weight and, exercise and like look after myself and like, fit into my skinny jeans and all those kind of things. I don't have an issue around food. I had issues around food. I just wasn't aware of them. We have so many patterns and behaviors that have been inbuilt in us since we were little girls, since we are children, and we have carried them with us all through into adulthood. The key is you have to start trying to unravel them and unlock them. And the more that you do that, what that will do is it will ensure your success. Because like I said, you can be really perfect, follow a plan for 4 weeks, for 6 weeks, whatever, lose the weight. And I can 100% guarantee you will put that weight back on afterwards because you haven't dealt with the fact that you think that bread's bad for you, or that you're an emotional eater, or that, you have this really bad habit of stopping at a 7-Eleven every day on your way to work and buying a jumbo muffin and a coffee. Like, there's all of these things that you do that you are completely unaware of. So the girls in the Healthy Eating Hype Girl membership are losing the weight, but alongside that, and this is the key to success, is that they are uncovering and unraveling and working on those things that are keeping them stuck and that have kept them stuck. This particular member, she struggled with weight loss for a long time and yo-yo dieting and never had success. And she's just about hit her first 15 kilos. Like, how awesome is that? And it's just because she's put the key in, unlocked the box to her self-awareness, and she's becoming aware of her eating habits so she can make long-lasting change. We've also had another member who's like just about hit 10 kilos and very similar sort of story. She's had a lot of stressful life issues and weight loss has always been a struggle, and she's always struggled with food. Like, she's now just posted that she can eat chocolate without the guilt and she doesn't have to binge after, or she doesn't have to restrict her food or over exercise or all those kind of things. So these are the things that women are not talking about that we really, really need to be working on. And I just want to be really clear on this. It doesn't mean that you've got like an eating disorder or it's like, something that you need medical help with. We all have issues around food. Okay, mine were around like the sugar was bad. I shouldn't eat fats. Like, I avoided avocados and nuts and things like that because I was of the belief that fat will make me fat. Everyone has their own stuff. Yours is going to be different to mine, like mine's different to some of the girls in the membership. Like, we all have our own food rules, our food issues, and things that we need to learn to let go in order to achieve success. And that's why these women are experiencing success, because they're working on their food and their calorie deficit, but they're also dealing with the issues that have been holding them back for all of these years. Okay, so let's jump into my top 5. So again, just a reminder. So these are the 5 things that women do that succeed with weight loss compared to the ones that are like, oh, I'll just quit and this isn't working and I'm stuck. These are some of the 5 must-know reasons that you need to know as to why these women are succeeding, and also as to why you see them and they make this stuff look easy. This is what they are doing behind the scenes. Number 1, they are willing to put in the work. That's it. They're willing to put in the work. They're not going into this thinking, oh, well, I'm going to do this like by sitting on the couch and not doing anything and the weight loss is just going to miraculously happen. No, they've taken the approach that they have to put in some work. Like, this isn't going to just happen by itself, that they have to put in the work. So they're also prepared to learn, to try, to experiment. They understand that it's going to take some effort and that there's no magic solution to lasting weight loss except them taking action. We have been sold this false narrative through social media and advertising that weight loss is quick and easy and you pretty much can just sit at home and do nothing and the weight will just fall off. It doesn't work that way. Okay, you have to change your habits. You have to change the way that you are doing things, because the way that you have been doing things is what has led to your weight gain and your unhealthy habits. So you really need to make some changes and to take some action. Okay, number 2. Now, all of these women that I work with are mums, have businesses, have jobs, have kids, have sporting commitments, have husbands that work away, are single mothers. Like, all of these women that I work with are busy. They're juggling a million things. They have so much on their plate.
If you're like me and you have a busy life and you want to start your day successfully, which for me is a high protein breakfast, I love using the Real Nourish products. Their pancake bake or their crumble are my favorite. Like, no brainer. There's nothing that comes close to these products. You literally make them in minutes, and when they're cooked, they make 3 generous serves. So you eat it feeling like a queen, like you are full, your belly is satiated, and you are ready to start the day. And the last thing you're going to be doing is thinking about food for a few hours. That is for sure.
Number 2, they push aside their excuses because they've realized that there will always be one. There's always an excuse. As I've found from my own experience, there will always be an excuse for me not to go and exercise, or for me not to make a healthy breakfast, or for me not to go for a walk, or for me not to plan my family meals. There will always be an excuse for me not to do those things. So these women that succeed just push aside the excuses because they know that, well, I could find one. Like, you can literally find one at any point, at any time of your day. You can find an excuse not to take care of yourself. And what they do, they push these excuses aside. So they'll say something like, I'm too tired to go for a walk, but I'm going anyway. It's that simple. Okay, that's how they're pushing aside the excuses. So instead of saying, oh, I'm too tired to go for a walk after work, they just put the but in there and they say, but I'm going anyway. So they push aside their excuses and they just do it anyway. And the third thing that these women do to be successful with weight loss is they show up and they do something even when it's not perfect. They show up and they do something even when it's not perfect. As women, we have come to associate healthy eating and weight loss with perfection. They do not go together. They do not fit together. Okay. I am telling you, no one that loses weight does everything perfectly. They just show up and they do something even when it's not perfect. And like I've talked about before, it's that whether you show up as 10%, you're still showing up. Okay, it's when you do nothing at all, you make no progress. Showing up on that day, if all you've got to give is 10%, and that might be a 20-minute walk around the block, that's okay. That is still going to move you forward to your goals compared to you doing nothing at all. So there's that saying that something is better than nothing. And it is so true. It's that 10%, it's that 20%. Some days you might have 100%. You feel motivated, you're inspired, you work out, you eat healthy, everything's perfect. But then other days you've had a crappy day at work, your kids are driving you crazy, pantry's empty, you need to go food shopping and you've got a million things to do, but you can still do something. Something will always be better than nothing. It may not be your perfect day of eating or your perfect workout or your perfect exercise routine that you had planned, but doing something is always going to move you closer to your goals than doing nothing at all. So please try really hard to stop associating succeeding with healthy eating and weight loss as being perfect, because they don't go together at all. Okay. It's not about perfection, and perfection will not get you there. Perfection will just forever keep you stuck. Okay, number 4, these women that succeed realize that lasting change takes time. You get 2 choices, right? One, you can eat really restrictive, cut your calories, feel starving all the time, be moody, grumpy, lose some weight, and then put it back on. That's choice 1. Or choice 2 is that it can take a little bit longer, but you can learn about how you eat. You can ditch these old patterns and behaviors that have been holding you back this whole time, and you can actually lose the weight and keep it off and know how to navigate it with a healthy lifestyle and know how to keep going with this stuff for the long term. Now, I know which one I'd choose, but often we just go with the quickest, the shortest, well, I'm just going to get results that way. They don't last. It's actually a good thing if your weight loss takes a little bit longer, because it means that it's going to last and you're going to sustain the results. And that is what the long-term goal is, because we want to get you out of that constant cycle of dieting and restricting and not eating and skipping meals and overeating and under-exercising and over-exercising, all of those horrible things as women that we do to ourselves. So number 4, they realize that lasting change takes time. They let go of those restrictive timelines. I see it all the time on my social media. There's comments and posts from women saying, I need to lose 5 kilos by September because I've got a wedding on. Help me lose weight fast. Like it's a common thing. How can I lose 10 kilos by Christmas because I've got this thing to do? Healthy should be for life. You're being a healthy weight and liking and loving the body that you're in should be something that you do for life. Okay. So these women realize that lasting change takes time and that they let go of that restrictive timeline. So they don't, like the women that come into the membership, they don't come in and go, well, I want to lose 20 kilos by this date, because I'm telling you that they're probably going to be disappointed, because weight loss is not linear. It doesn't just happen in this nice, neat fashion. And if it does take a little bit longer, it's a good thing, because you learn and you improve and you grow as you go, and you'll be able to keep the weight off, which is always the goal. And like I said, it's actually us that sets those crazy timelines for ourselves. Like nobody said that you have to lose 10 kilos by this week, this date, this month. No one said that. You set that restrictive timeline on yourself. So it's really important that to have lasting change, that you just have to go, well, I'm just going to work on this and I'm going to do it for as long as it takes. And if I fail, I'm going to pick it up and go again. And that's what will get you to your end goal always. And number 5, and this is definitely a big one, and it's a big one that comes up in the membership a lot. It is trust the process and have patience when you can't see change. So much of succeeding with weight loss is trusting the process and having patience, because you will not see changes every single week. The scale will not move every week. Your pant size won't change every week. We treat our bodies in such strange ways. We expect them to just be, well, I'm eating healthy and I'm exercising, so you need to lose weight in this nice, neat pattern. I would like to drop about 1 kilo or 2 kilos every single week, and that's the way that it should go. That is the kind of thinking that keeps us stuck. Okay, there are going to be weeks where nothing will happen. There might even be like a whole month where nothing happens. But then what happens after that is that it kicks in again and your body goes, okay, no, I'm good. I know what to do. And I just keep going. It's okay for it to take time, but you just have to trust the process and have patience when you can't see change. And that's what's great for the women in the membership, is because they'll post something in our Facebook community group and they'll say, oh, nothing's happened for 2 weeks. And, oh, should I change something? And I'm like, no. I said, have you been doing this? Are you doing that? They're like, yep. But I'm like, great, let's just trust the process and just wait. And then there has not been a single time where either the following week or the week after that member has then posted and said, oh my God, I've just lost another 2 kilos. I'm this much closer to my goal. I'm so glad I trusted the process. So it really, really is a big part, is trusting the process and having patience when you can't see change. So like I said, I had a lot, but I really could narrow it down to these top 5. So these are 5 things that you need to start doing if you want to experience lasting weight loss, change, and success. And like I said, they're probably not the 5 things that you thought of. You probably thought I was going to say eat less and move more and cut carbs and do all these things. That stuff doesn't work. It just leaves you hungry and it leaves you grumpy, and it's not going to work long term. We get so stuck in our heads as women about how weight loss should look and how it should happen and the time it should take and all of those things. But it's often that these little small things and these little small mindset shifts and pattern changes and behavior changes that we make that will have the biggest impact on you for life, to the point where you can stop yo-yo dieting forever. You can stop starting a diet every Monday. All of those kind of things, the littlest things will make the biggest change for you. And I hope this acts as a reminder that you don't have to stay stuck, okay? You don't have to feel this way forever. If what you have been doing, so F45 challenge, signing up for 75 hard, like trying shakes. Gosh, we've had like some of the ones that I've heard from women, some of the ones I haven't even heard of, like they're just so wild and so out there. Like 1,200 calories a day, like all of these things, not eating bread, cutting out sugar, a detox diet, a juice diet, whatever you've tried, all of these things, if they are not working for you, it's time to try something different. Those things are not working for all of the reasons that I talk about in this podcast. They are not going to work for you long term because they are not teaching you about the food that you eat, how you eat, why you eat, the mistakes and patterns and behaviors that you keep making over and over again that keep holding you back. So for what you're doing, you've got nothing to lose. If what you have been trying for all these years isn't working, isn't it time just to take a step back and try something different and to try doing things in a different way, in a way that might actually make you feel confident and empowered and know how to eat and know what to eat? And that's the thing with the women in the membership. Yes, we all celebrate the big weight loss wins, and they're amazing, of course. But in those comments in the Facebook group, the comment that comes up the most is, Jen, food freedom is incredible. Food freedom is life-changing. Yes, the weight loss is great, but food freedom is where it's at, is what they all say. It's not thinking about food all the time, knowing how to eat, knowing what to eat, knowing how to get back on track, when you've had a few days or even a week or a couple of months off, like knowing exactly what you need to change without having to go, I've got to eat less, I've got to restrict my food, I've got to go on a diet. That's food freedom. Being able to eat out and have a big bowl of creamy pasta and not feel guilty for eating that thing. That is food freedom. That's what it feels like. That's where it comes from. It's the best feeling ever that I can go to my pantry, I can open up a packet of chips, take out a handful, peg it back up and put it back. I can have my few chips and I feel completely satisfied. There's no guilt. I don't feel bad for eating it. I don't care how many calories were in it. I don't need to diet or eat less the next day because I had some chips, or I just feel satisfied with that small amount that I had because I felt like it. So I ate it and there's no guilt involved in it. So food freedom is where it is at, and it is the best feeling ever. And I just genuinely want that for you too, because I know how good it feels. And like I said, our members know how good that feels too. And the weight loss is great, but being able to eat and knowing what to eat is life-changing, and it's just the best feeling ever. I hope that you enjoyed listening to today's episode. Like I said, these were the 5 things that I narrowed down the most. They may not sound like big things, but they really, really are. So if you need to, definitely go back and listen to this episode again so you can really take those 5 things in and maybe start applying them into your daily life, into how you see your eating and your weight loss and all of those things, because I promise they will definitely help you to get unstuck and get you out of that dieting cycle so that you can start making some progress moving forward. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and I look forward to chatting with you in our next episode of the Healthy Her podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in to another empowering episode of the Healthy Her podcast. If you enjoyed today's chat and found it helpful, hitting that follow or subscribe button would be amazing, because your support means the world to me. Come connect with me on Instagram @TheActiveBod for your daily dose of inspiration and for loads of new easy meal ideas. Take care and keep thriving. See you next week.